I'm fascinated with the word inevitable because I've learned from a long career as a journalist that no word is more fallacious. You know, years ago there was a wonderful Irish writer named Conor Cruise O'Brien, and Conor Cruise O'Brien said there cannot be a peaceful resolution of the troubles in Northern Ireland, that South Africa's apartheid cannot end peacefully, that a united Germany was going to revert to terrible nationalism. And he said all that in the 1980s. And there were Americans who said that the Soviet Union was bound to defeat the United States. And books were written by neoconservatives saying just that. In every case, they were wrong. So I would never use the word inevitable, that history is always one surprise after another.
To follow up on that, my name is Shareen Brysac, and we're the co-authors of Pax Ethnica, How and Where Diversity Succeeds. And one of the topics in our book is the very, very thorny Schleswig-Holstein question, which preoccupied all of Europe in the 19th century, including the royal houses of Germany, Denmark, England, and Russia. And nobody thought Schleswig-Holstein, they fought 3 wars over it, well, 4 if you count World War II, and they thought this question would never be resolved. It has been resolved, and the key to the resolution of this was granting people autonomy. They granted people language rights, they granted people the right to go to school in Danish in Germany, or in German in Denmark. And autonomy is often the secret of how you don't get involved in further wars. And that example of Schleswig-Holstein was used in the South Tyrol more recently, between the thorny issue between the Austrians and the German speakers in North Italy and the Italians. In Germany, the Alsace-Lorraine question, which after the War of 1871, the Germans conquered Alsace-Lorraine, and then it went back after World War I to the French, and it's back and forth and back and forth. All these things have been resolved, and they were questions that were preeminent in the 19th and early part of the 20th century. Also the Polish-German border. I don't think, when a Polish colleague of ours said, you never say never if you're a Pole, but the likelihood of the Poles and the Germans going to war again over that border is relatively slight.
And could I just say something? We're right now in a heated argument over Iran. And I think someone should make the case that there are a number of instances where sanctions actually work. The best example is South Africa. And as an editorial writer, I remember supporting the legislation in Congress that imposed sanctions on South Africa, vetoed twice by Ronald Reagan, and twice passed over his veto. And yet it is generally conceded that sanctions played an important catalytic role in the process that brought about the end of apartheid. And right now, just look at Myanmar or Burma, where again sanctions have brought about results without violence. So I think we should give more weight and put a greater stress on some of these success stories, particularly as we're heading into this terrible situation with Iran.